Alright, good day and welcome. Now we're looking at learning exercise 6.21. In this unit, we're going back to where it started, straight line graphs, which we've done in grade 8 and 9. We were specifically looking at gradient, x-intercept, y-intercept, domain, and range. Now, general equation for straight line is y equal mx plus c. On function notation, we say f of x equal mx plus c. M specifically represents our gradient, right? And we find this, we say M is the change of Y over the change in X, right? C is referred to in grade 8 and 9, they like to talk of a cutting point, right? Of the Y-axis, actually we just refer to it as a Y-intercept, meaning it goes through the Y-intercept. We have a thing called a domain. A domain is normally referred to as, per definition, set of all permissible values of x in a function is called a domain. Range, the set of all permissible values of y in a function is called a range. So there, x values, domain, meaning my graph touches which x values, from which x value to where, and which y values for my range. So graphically, if you look, there's a gradient, change in y over change in x. That gives me gradient. There's a straight line graph going through the point of origin. Right? That there is a positive gradient, so m is positive. This one is a negative gradient, m is negative, goes from second to fourth quadrant, positive gradient first to second quadrant. There again, as you can see, change in y over change in x. Now, to find my intercepts, x-intercepts, we must make y equal to 0. To find my y-intercept, we make x equal to 0. So, look at the example. So, given there y equal to 2x plus 3, that's the same as saying mx plus c. So, 2 is my gradient, 3 should be my y-intercept. Or we have another example, 2x plus 4. Now that should be, let's just change that to 4 and work with 4. So question can say determine the gradient of f, then m equals to 2. It's given in front of x. So the coefficient of x is always my gradient for linear equations. Determine the y-intercept. That x becomes 0, so 2 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 4 is 4. So straight away you see that is my y-intercept. Determine the x-intercepts of f. We have to make y equal to 0, so instead of having f of x becomes 0 equal 2x plus 4. If I take 2x across the equal sign, becomes negative. We always divide by the coefficient of x to isolate x. So 4 divided by negative 2 then becomes negative 2. Now if you plot the graph indicating all my intercepts, right? So let's start the x-intercept, x equal to minus 2. See the y was 0, so we have a coordinate at minus 2 and 0. So you see there we have a coordinate at minus 2 and 0. Remember, on the x-axis, the y value is 0. If I go back, my y-intercept is at 4. So there, if I go up, there my y-intercept is 4. And my x value is 0. So y-intercept 4 and 0. Right? My gradient. So if I go there, as you can see, from 0 to there is 4 units up. And from that point to 0 here is 2 units right. So my gradient is 4 divided by 2, which then gives me 2. So gradient change in y over change in x then equals to 2. Hope you follow, hope you understand. Domain for straight line will always be x element of real numbers. So if you look here on the x-axis, if I continue drawing this line, can go all the way back through China back to here. So it will touch all those x values going there. You understand? If I go down this way, it will touch all those x values going that way. So x is the element of all those x values, which in this case we just say real numbers, rational, whole numbers, integers, all of them. If you look at the range y, that graph goes past that point up. As this graph continues, the y value continues increasing. As that graph decreases here, the y value continues, so it will touch all the y values. Therefore, y is an element of real numbers. Hope you understand. All the best. Bye.